Hey guys, Chris Dunn here, aka the Boogie Man. Welcome back to Boogie Tech. Last week's episode, first episode of 2025, was about Mama Boogie and all the progress we had got done in the last 6 months. This week's episode is going to be a quick overview of
the Boogie Monster,
which is the name of our new drag car. Um, just to give you a little backstory to this, is I got into some no prep racing here about a year ago, year and a half ago, and man, I got hooked. I went to some stick shift no prep stuff, and it's just, to me, it's such a challenge. It just makes it. It's just badass, man. The no prep racing gets a bad rap, but I'm telling you, it's such a challenge. It's a lot of tuning your car, and it's a lot of driving, which really intrigued me. It intrigued me so much to want to build a new car. This is going to be a small tire, no prep car. Mainly that's the class we'd run it in. Might run it in some straight drive classes and other things. May run it some straight drive, no prep. But the focus is going to be small tire class just in general. It is going to be a Chevy II, a 1963 hardtop that I've got. It is a full chrome moly certified 6.0 car. A lot of bells and whistles I'm putting on this car versus the Boogeyman is supposed to stay old school. This is going to have a mix of old school, look a little old school, but have a lot of new school technology and stuff with it. So hold on a minute. We'll walk around, talk about some things, look at some stuff we already got made, and go from there. Hold on, stay tuned. Let's roll. All right, guys. Let me introduce you
to the Boogie Monster.
Full chrome moly 4130 round tube chassis with a straight axle. That was the big deal. This is what I wanted. I want a straight axle because I can transfer weight easier with a straight axle. At least I feel like I can. So what we done is it's a round tube chassis. I'll come over and give it a little kick in it over the axle. We're going to have an 8-inch coil over shock, which is going to be what it travels. We got it's going to have some wishbones here, right in here, and I'll show you all that in a minute. We also have 10 Soldiers 4-link system. I looked at a lot of 4-link things, and I really like 10 Soldiers stuff. They got good videos. Their quality is second to none. They just got good. They just seem like nice guys, and they just seem like they're very helpful, and I like people that are helpful. Now we're putting in their standard 4-link, but we also ordering their low prep bracket kit. So, I want the car that if you wanted to run a bigger tire or go to a prep track, you can just switch the bars around and you can do it. The base of the car is done. I actually built this jig right here, which is 6x6 3/8 wall tubing, and it's totally flat, and I machined some brackets. So this thing's clamped down here, if you can notice, and TIG to the parallels, so we can build it true and square. We are going to use a rack, which is something kind of unique. We are using a rack with it instead of a steering box. I pre-bought some motor plates here, and people say, well, you got a machine shop. Dude, it's cheaper for me to buy this stuff than it is for me to make it. This is our mid plate, which is 3/8 of an inch for a small block. This will be a small block car. It is a blower car. We have finally made a decision for a blower. We know where our engine, where our bell housing is going to be and where our engine's going to line up. So now we can start the car. The car's kind of been, I wouldn't say put off, but I've been waiting to see what engine we was going to run. We already have a 9-inch Ford rear end that I'm going to build up for it. Like I said, all the tubing's here. Now, how I started this car is pretty interesting. I ordered a set of plans from S&W, and people say, well, won't just build it from scratch. Why do it? You can't reinvent this stuff. There's so many people out there that's already built so many drag cars and did so many configurements. They've got it figured out. So why would you ever, no offense, so you can sit here and spend extra weeks building something and fitting everything, or use what people's already got. So I'd ordered a set of plans from S&W. Now, I'm not going completely by the plan. We're changing a lot of things. We're going to move the hoop to here, okay? And we're going to build the funny car cage around. And we're doing that so I can line up here. So we're going to basically, about right in here, put our hoop over, which is the front bar of a funny car cage. We will loop again around and catch these top of these brackets and back around. So that is a little different. You know, we're not doing it completely. All right, if you see this new Boogie Man 2, that was the name of the car before I come up with
The Boogie Monster.
I think it sounds bad, because this is basically the Boogie Man, which is sitting right there, on steroids. I mean, it is going to look like the Boogie Man, except it's going to be slammed on the ground. We're going to radius the wheel wells in it. Paint scheme probably still going to be close to the same, believe it or not. We just, you know, that's our signature. That's our trademark. As far as we're concerned, that's what, you know, when somebody sees this green and silver car, they kind of know what it is. So we're going to stick with that theme. Now, I don't know if it'll look identical, but we are going to stick with the theme. But there's some things we've made already. I've machined a few things for it. These right here are for my radius arms, or wishbones, however you want to call them. I've machined these out. These actually go right here on the axle. They TIG on. They're done. This is our front shock adjustment. Now, this part here welds to the axle. This part slides up and down. You don't even take the shock loose. You just loosen these bolts up and pull them out, and it will slide. If you notice, see how it's got a boss? It'll slide in the groove. So you don't even have to take all the shocks apart. Let's just say we get to a low prep track and we're fighting our backside. Backside's is a whole lot harder than front side no prep. And let's say I want it to even travel even more. So I can raise, or I want to transfer weight more. I can actually raise the front of the car, drop the shocks down, and put that car more up in the air like this, and get that weight transfer back, because I can adjust these shocks like I can. So I can adjust ride height by so many inches just in a few minutes. So that will help us transfer the weight back if we want to on like a backside no prep situation. There's not a lot to show here yet, but it's coming. It don't look like there's a lot of work here, but there's already 40 hours in probably building this, getting this stuff going, and I ain't counting machining. This is a whole, these took me 8 hours, just a whole day of, you know, time, just everything it takes. If anybody's a machinist out there, they know this stuff just takes time. We're going to try to start, maybe do the radius bars in the next week or so and go from there. We're not even going to do this. We have everything out here on the jig. There's scribe marks that tells us the wheelbase. I have not made my mind up whether we're going to stretch the wheelbase an inch or two or whatever we're going to do there. We got to look at some class rules, because they're real crazy about some of that. Now, I'm going to switch around for just a minute. If you notice, the Boogie hauler's in here. We actually moved it out of the alleyway, drove it in here, which is so awesome to drive it on its own 2 feet. Or should I say on its own wheels. I'm charging the batteries up because I don't have a charging system right now, but even though it was cold the other day, it just fired right up and purred like a kitten. We've got it in here because I'm just so ready. We're going to go to Drag Week 2025, and unless we just get slammed or something, my goal is to drive this truck hauling the Boogie Man to Drag Week 2025. There's my Mama Boogie, which looks very good. Well, I'll take you right quick and show you where we finished the stainless exhaust up. The other day, last week's video, we had not got that done. It is done now. We have got this tips out. That's all hooked up. That's done. Our heat wrap come in, as I told you, for our fuel lines. We got all of that done. This thing, I have not picked our seats up. We're going to do that tomorrow. This thing is pretty much kind of wrapping up. I'm kind of waiting on engine and whatnot stuff right now. So hopefully we'll have some more updates on that. Like I said, we're going to try a new format. New format's going to be that we just you know, I try to mix up the videos every week so we ain't stuck with one video or another. Here's a badass. No, this is actually, they probably run a little no prep, but mainly radial. We're helping them set it up. Some friends of mine, going to be a turbo car. They already running a naturally aspirated engine, and it's a straight drive car. Pretty nice guys, badass car. We helped them. We redid their 8.8 for them that they've got in it, and you know, it's turned out pretty badass. So thank you guys for you know, the channel grows maybe not as fast as other people's channels grow, but here's the difference. I know every subscriber I got wants to subscribe. So, you know, I don't have a big machine behind us. We're just a, you know, little small operation, a little small channel. But, you know, tell your friends, pass the word. We could use some more subscribers. We'll try to do better about content. You know, stay tuned to where we'll walk you through this whole build. We're not going to hide nothing. We'll be going to start getting the Boogeyman ready for drag week or drag and drive type events. In fact, this stainless steel you see here, the tips, the mufflers, is the new side pipes. They're all stainless that we're going to put on it. Mama Boogie is all but ready to really start doing paint work, you know, touching up the paint to keep it all patina. And because I'm telling you, I'm going to drive that car almost, I promise you I'll drive it almost every day. Because I like doing that kind of stuff. So, you know, appreciate you coming to the channel. Please like, subscribe, hit your notification button. Chris Dunn, a.k.a. the Boogeyman.